So in today's video, I'm covering the 5 Google My Business secrets to beat the competition. So if you want to know what your competitor is doing and how you can beat him, then this is the video for you. So welcome to my video. So I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help small businesses grow on the internet. So if you have a small business and you're wanting to see how you can improve your rankings, how you can get more inquiries through Google My Business, and how you can learn from what your competitors are doing, then this video is going to be really useful for you. So make sure you subscribe down below. If you have any questions, put them down below in the comments and I'll try and answer them for you. And at the same time, if you enjoyed the video, of course, give it a thumbs up too, and I'll know to make videos like this again. So let's just take that thought then. Have you had it before where every time you go online and you do a search to see where your business is, someone else's business continues to be showing and you thought, he must be getting all this traffic that I don't seem to be getting. How can I beat the competitor? Or maybe every time you look on Yellow Pages, you look on Bing, you look on Google, Google Maps, you just keep noticing the same competitor appearing again and again. If you could only have half his traffic, you'd be satisfied. Well, you know, you can beat your competitor. In fact, you can not only beat your competitor, but you can even take on other competitors that are getting even higher traffic if you follow these 5 particular areas I'm going to cover with you today. I've been there before, and I've then managed to work out what's required to beat the competition. So you're going to enjoy these 5 tips. Let's jump straight on the computer and show you how to do it.
So the first thing you need to do is to do reverse engineering. So from my point of view, I don't particularly want to go up against my competition locally, but I've gone for web designers in the New Zealand area. So I'll do a search for that, and this has come up with various ones. Now, if this is your website, I do apologise. I'm just randomly picking one. So I'm going to go for the Kiwi website, and it's a nice design. It looks like a decent website as well. So I'm just going to use that as if that was my competition. So the first thing I'd do is I'd go to Uber Suggest by Neil Patel. And the reason is this just gives you a lot more information about the domain. So as it says here, it's a new feature to type in competitor's domain to get keyword ideas. So I'll put the link to this tool below. It's absolutely free. Just click there and put their website in, and then New Zealand, so I will just put that in there so it picks up the right information too. So if I was a competitor in New Zealand, this now will analyse the situation. There seems making good progress. Okay, so this just gives me a bit of information about an organic keyword score. Again, if you hover over these, it'll give you a bit more information. So what are we actually doing here? We're just trying to find more information than's obvious when you go to the website. So I can go to the website and see it's well designed, but I don't really know how Google views it. And I don't really know, other than it obviously works in a mobile. I can see that they've got some nice website designs. I imagine this is a good website and a good company. And if this was my competition, then it would require some work to get ahead of it. But in the case of Uber Suggest, it just gives me a lot more information that's relevant as well. So for instance, I can see how many backlinks they've got. I can see how authoritative they are when it comes to their domain. And I can see a bit more about how much traffic they get and so on. And you can just go down a little bit further. And this is the reason why this tool is particularly good, is it will also tell you a bit more about the keywords they're using. So they're coming up number 1 for website design in New Zealand, and they're getting 2,400 on average a month traffic. So what you'd be interested in doing is putting in your competitors' information, see what they do, make some notes of the things that are relevant to your information too, and then go back to the beginning and type in your website, and obviously then compare that to the results there. And that's a very basic way of reverse engineering, but there are other things you can do. You need to ask yourself questions like, what are they doing well? So when you look at the website, what are they doing well? What can I improve on? What services are they offering? What's bringing in the traffic? So Neil Patel's tool there shows you where the traffic's coming from. How are they perhaps boosting traffic? So they have offers. You notice they've got a free phone call number here. All these things are helping people to pick up the phone and to get business for them. So maybe you can think, well, that works for them. I'm going to do the same, or I'm going to improve it even. Because that's the idea of reverse engineering, is to take what's there, understand it, and not just do the same, but to improve on it too. You can look at who links to them. So you notice if we go back to that report, you'll notice it's got a list of all of those backlinks. If you click on that, it'll even give you more information as to where those backlinks are coming from and who's referring to them over time and so on. An incredible tool here that you can go into a lot more detail for free as well. So really, really helpful to look into that. And also you can go things like how fast is the site. So for example, if you go to GT Metrics, again, I'll put a link down below. And if you now put in their website or your competitor's website, this will analyze it. So that will take a few moments. And there you go, you can see that the results come up, and you can see that it's a relatively slow loading site. So again, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for things. So we're not always interested in the things they're doing well, because those things are evident, and they've done a lot of things well. You can see that from the traffic. But what they're not doing is they're not particularly getting a great page speed score. And this starts to show how they could improve, really. So what I would suggest you do is you take a note of these times, 8.1. Now imagine if your website loads in, say, under 2 seconds, or imagine that you're getting A's here, then you're already going to then see a dramatic difference as to how Google will rank your site. If everything else is the same, this is going to be the thing that gets you ahead. Now, that's really what you're aiming for, is at worst, you do the same as your competitor. At best, you improve on your competitor, and you've only got to have a few improvements and you'll see a dramatic change, because not only are you now improving on your competitor, but also you'll be improving around all the other competitors around you for various reasons as well. So that's the first thing to do then. So reverse engineer, just look at your competitor's website, identify who your competitor is, then go to his website, check out things like GT Metrics and Uber Suggest, and then try to work out how you can beat him in that area. So the next Google My Business secret to really beat your competition is now you understand how your competition is seen and perceived, but you need to now just see how it's seen from Google My Business point of view and how the public views it. So if I just type in the name of that company, Kiwi Website Design, then this will now bring up, and of course they're number one, which is what you'd expect. But you notice that it doesn't actually bring up the knowledge panel, so you sometimes have to be more specific. So if I put Auckland, which is I think where they're based as well, let's just click that, and now we get, and this is now really the next stage, and this is point number 2, is check out how often they're doing things and what things they're doing well. So we'll come on to a bit more of this in a moment, but just first of all, I'm interested in knowing about their photographs, and also just checking about how often they post articles on the web. So to find out if they're posting, you can literally come down to this part here, and this tells me 3 days ago that they had a post, and again you've got another post 3 days ago. Let's go to view all. Okay, so this gives me a bit more information then of what they're doing. So you can check to see that they are posting regularly. So that's 3 days ago, that's 3 days ago, and that's a day before, and that's a few days before that, and so on and so on. So we're in mid-October at the moment, and there's about 7 or 8 posts in October. So that goes through. You can look at the address here, and you can see if I hover over it, that's going through to a particular landing page. So they are actively posting, and this will be one of the reasons why they've got the traffic, because they've actively started posting. So 1st of October, then it goes back to July, and then it's right back to March. Now I don't know whether that's due to COVID, because they then posted regularly in March as well by looks of things. So maybe they were shut down for some time. Then it's January. So if you looked back at the beginning of the year, they've had probably about 20, 25 different posts. I would say, again, you want to think to yourself, okay, if they've done 20, I'm going to do 40. Double whatever it is your competitor has done in the last year up to date. And again, set that as your goal. And you might think, well, if I've got to do 40, then that's 1 a week for the next year. So aim for that. So by the end of the year, you've done about 50. And if they carry on as they've done, then they'll do the standard 20. And then in that way, you've already got double the amount of posts. And of course, this does affect traffic, has a major effect on traffic as well. So that's my second thing then. Second real secret you can learn from your competitors is find out how often they're posting by just looking at their posts on GMB, and then make sure you double that. And to help you do that, I've mentioned before in a video, but Publer is an excellent way. So say, for instance, you've already got 50 blogs on your post in the last year. You can just have this in a calendar where it will then release, so it'll drip feed an article. So you could write all your articles in one go, just copy and paste for the next few months, and then release it to Google My Business, but you can have it release it to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and so on. I think Instagram. The social media activity on Publer is excellent, and it's really easy to use. So I'll leave a link down below for that. And if you haven't done so, sign up. There is a video to show you exactly how to do it, which is called Social Traffic Sorted. So I put that one out just a few months ago, and it's been pretty popular. So if you want to see that as well, I'll leave a link down below for that video, and that will take you through how you can use Publer in detail and show how it really makes an impact on your social media. So the third Google My Business secret that's going to help you to really increase your ability to beat the competitors around you is to check out to see if they're using any Google My Business categories that you haven't considered. I've just done a search again looking at Website Design Auckland, and the Kiwi website comes out number 1. So a very good competitor. They're really one to beat if you're in that area. And what I'm interested in knowing is what actually categories are they using. So Google only ever gives you the first category, the prime category they're found in. And these all say web designer, which is understandable because I've done a search for web design or website design in Auckland. But as you'll know, there are some things that give the information. And again, it's there. It's just a case of you can either look at the code, or a more simple way is to go to Google My Business Spy. So if you click on zanet.co.uk, and then if you type in /GMB, and that takes you to a Google Business page that has a list of all the categories. But rather than go through all those, you can just pick up this Google My Business Spy. So if you click on that, and it takes you through to the Chrome store. So if you're using Chrome, you can then install this into Chrome, and it will just tell you when you click on the map, it'll tell you what the categories are, and then you can look at them to see whether they're going to be helpful. So let's go back to the map, and if I click on Kiwi, so we know that they've got web designer. Have they got any other hidden categories in there? So I'm going to click on the Google My Spy, and it says no, there isn't any others there. So it's just that. But let's just look just to show how it works. We'll go back to results. This one. And that's got web designer and marketing agency. So you might want to consider marketing agency. Let's just try one more as well. Oh, this is web designer, call center, data entry service, database management. The reason why these categories are important is that they'll also feature in other areas, so they will increase their traffic potentially when people are looking for something that's, say, a call center or data entry as well as a web designer. And if they get more traffic, they get more click-throughs, they get more maps, people looking for directions, they get more reviews. All those things, of course, help because then it improves their ranking based on those things. Now, what I will say though is if you're not a call center, if you don't do data entry service or database management, then don't put those categories, because there's nothing worse than someone coming to your business and then seeing you don't offer what you said you offer. So it has to be relevant to your business. That's one of the key factors there. But there's a Google My Business secret then that you can get hold of. It's really useful. It just helps you to know what your categories are from your competitor's point of view, and then whether or not you want to use them, you can make an informed choice. So the fourth Google My Business secret that's going to get you ahead of the competition is to analyze the competition, but this is done for you already by Google. So if you go into your Google My Business, if you click on the left hand side under Insights, if you come down the page, and then you'll then notice there's a section here called Photo Views. And there you can look at your photo views, which are in blue, so that's you. And then you can look at your competitors. So this is your kind of average business like you. So these would be other web designers. And what you're doing is you're just comparing to see, am I ahead of them? So obviously in this case, I'm well ahead, but I have to just be aware of it. I mean, there's a blip there. Again, Google does try new things, and suddenly we both have gone up there at that section. But you notice when you add a lot of photos, you'll suddenly get a real spike in traffic and in views. And this has always been one of the things I've recommended, is make sure you upload plenty of photos, and also make sure your customers do so when they give reviews. So again, you notice here, businesses like you, so we've got just a few photos that have been as a quantity. They have on average 1 customer photo and 8 owner photos, and yet in my case I've got 418 photos and 7 from customers. So it's important to just keep ahead. So this is you, this is your business, your competitors, this is you, the blue, this is your competitors. As it says there, I mean, look at the amount of difference in traffic you can get just through photos. Your photos receive 1.79,000% more views than similar businesses post more to stay ahead. So Google doesn't hold back by making it clear, but obviously people do hold back from posting photos. Now, with that in mind, let's just take a kind of case study here. So we noticed that they've got photos. So if you click through to their photos, you can't get into their insights, you can't get into their detail of Google My Business, but there are some things you can still do to see what your competitor is doing. So for example, if you click on latest, that will then, if I click on here, it tells me that the last time they posted a photo was October 2020, which is now this month. And again, it looks like they've done 2. So they've posted 2 photos this month. So make sure you post more if you were to outdo them. If we go to by owner, because this is what they can control. And again, you just want to see how many photos. If you scroll to the bottom, click on the bottom one, January 2020, these 2 are the latest ones. December 2019. So actually, if we go to the top, February 2015, January 2020. So just looking at this date here, I get the impression that they've not got more than about 10 photos, which is what the average is. So this itself gives you a lot of information about how often they post or how many photos they've got, and that's what you're trying to beat. So if this is my competitor, I would say, well, on average they've got 10 photos, they post a couple a month recently, so I would post 20 a month and I would post 200 photos. I would just really think, not just going to beat it, but when it's this simple, when it's this small, you can absolutely shatter the competition. So that would be my 4th tip, is check out the photos and improve and double, triple, do even far more than what your competitor is doing. So my 5th and final secret for beating your competitor in Google My Business is really to go back to Google search and just analyze their knowledge panel with the Alex Chu principle in mind. Now, I don't know if you've heard of Alex Chu, but the Alex Chu principle is needed to understand how you can beat your competitor. And this is a really good example actually of there are areas here that can be beaten by just analyzing the knowledge panel. What's the Alex Chu principle? Well, it's something that I've used based on the $1 million or the million pixel situation that Alex Chu brought about when it came to optimizing Google My Business and using the principles of what he did quite a few years ago now. In fact, the details on that are covered in this video. So I'm going to meet you over there now. I'm going to explain how you can double your clicks by using the Alex Chu principle. So I'll see you there.